Alright, so another kind of random video. You know, I try to do these videos when I do fixes and stuff to help you guys, especially when I get a little more specific. So we gotta pull the daily in. She's got a pretty massive fuel leak again. I don't remember if I covered that last time. I think I kind of a little bit, but I try to do a little more detail this time. It is the feed line right at the back tire. You know, where that bracket sits, where they always rust. Yep, the final line is rusted because I've already done the brake lines and we did the return line already. So now we're doing a feed line. Gonna get her in and over the next couple of days work on that in between work and everything else going on because coming into the holidays. Back to driving the truck, I guess. Well, as per the usual, I kind of want to just do it this way. We did the work already just because I had help and we just want to knock it out real quick. But I'll show you guys what we did. So for like future reference, if you guys run into this, here's a possible solution anyway. Here's what came off, at least what we cut out anyway. But it was at one of these bends. Yeah, right here. You can see it kind of wet still. It was leaking there, but then we, yeah, we were never gonna get that off there. And actually, if you look, I mean, all you did was touch this and it snapped right off. So if that wasn't gonna break, that was gonna break. So now it's got a new fuel filter. And then they have what's called fuel line repair kits, and it has that fitting on it. About 2 foot of that 3/8 fuel line. So we ran that and then grabbed some 3/8 fuel hose and just ran forward from there. To some, it's probably gonna be controversial and not really ideal, but for the cheap car that it is, and I know it works, this is how we do it. So there's the brand new fuel filter. You'll see the brand new fuel line come out of it. So just ran it over, bent it around, hung it up, switched over to fuel line, and yeah, just ran it up, tied it in right there. This fix I did probably a year ago, and that's still good. So that one I had run all the way up into there. I did actually the same thing. I went and bought the fuel line repair kit. It gave me like the fitting that goes into the quick connect to where it goes into the, where it goes back to the fuel pump. So yeah, simple fix-ish kind of. It's a little hard to get in there, but it gets the job done without having to take it in a shop and spend, you know, hundreds of dollars on fuel line from front to back. All right, so now that we got that wrapped up, I figured while it's in here, she needs some wheel bearings. So I've got a couple here on the shelf. We'll go ahead and throw those on here. I won't go too much detail because I've done a pretty detailed one before, but never know what we'll run into. So I've already replaced the one on this before, so this is yet another one for this car. Whatever. One step closer to it being back to a nice smooth ride. So I'm gonna do this the most, well, the least invasive way as possible. And what I mean by that is just really don't have to do much other than hopefully just by taking the whole brake caliper off as one, take your rotor off, and hopefully just be able to pop that bad boy out of there. Hold off here. I got broke loose. Should have pads. Although these don't look bad at all. Should, you know, all those just shoulds. Doesn't feel very promising. Don't like doing this, but we got it. Okay, and what we'll do, unplug that. what I wanted to happen, but it is what it is. So that's out. Yeah, we gotta come around back and get our plug off here. There's a tab where it holds it up, put a flathead back here and it should pop down. Just like that. Voila, we have a rusty bearing. Oh, yeah, that works too. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty rough. Yeah, it's just got loose spots. So we'll toss another one on there. So I believe that one had probably about 50,000 miles on it when I was checking the info on the car. I mean, it's just faintly starting to growl. So I wouldn't say it was quite bad just yet. The other side I won't go too far into detail as far as getting it off, but when we do get it off, we'll talk about it because that one is growling. And I believe it only has about 20,000 miles on it. I do a little bit of anti-seize in here. So when it goes bad again, you can get it right back out. All right, so we got a new bearing on here. I'm just go ahead and do it real easy, just reverse what I just showed you. You got one for the other side ready to go. Might be a little tricky too, so that's why I won't worry about filming. But let's see what we find on the other side. All right, like I said, I was gonna update as soon as I got the old bearing off here. First, I want to reiterate about the whole coating inside of here with anti-seize or grease or something. As soon as I unbolted this thing, it fell right out. So that's how it should be. It shouldn't have to beat on it. I mean, as you can see, all the rust, and then it's nice and clean. Definitely a bad bearing mechanically. All I hear is rumblies and grumblies and all kinds of other stuff. So this was a Timken. Yeah, that's right. If you guys look back through about 3 years right after we got this car, I did a video on some quick maintenance it needed before we put it on the road, and this was one of them. Timken bearing. Just goes to show you, doesn't matter what brand you get, they're all pretty much junk. That's got 3 years and 20,000 miles on it. No, not even that. This is, I'm not even sure. I just buy whatever the best deal is. Funny story, the one on the other side, I don't know if you noticed when I was putting it on, there's a little bit of surface rust on like the face here. In our scrapping endeavors, Brad's dad, I think, he stopped to grab a bunch of scrap and found that in a pile. And here it's a bearing for these cars. So yeah, it was in the bag. Must have bought it and just never changed it. But yeah, I ran the part. I mean, it looked the same, so I ran the part number, and sure enough. And then I typically spend, I think the $30 range, I think is where these are usually. So they're all gonna go bad eventually anyway, so might as well save the money. Probably gonna be a wrap for this video. Real easy to throw this back together. I had this apart in probably 20 minutes. Yeah, this is an easy job. Really only hiccup you're ever really gonna run into is, well, I guess the heads, depending on if someone's been in there before, might be a little tore up. I keep spares of those. If I'm at the junkyard and think about it, I pull extras just because get these cars in and not sure what we're gonna find. But that, and the biggest thing is gonna be getting this thing off of the knuckle if it's, you know, if no one's done this. So otherwise, our job, and that you see I'm doing it on the ground. You know, imagine if I was able to do it up in the air. That little bit of maintenance hopefully helps somebody. Little tips and tricks and whatnot I try to share, and little fixes. So I gotta get back to this part as soon as parts show up, and that'll be another video because there's a lot of fun going on there. Not fun. I call it fun, but it's not fun. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.